I'd like to welcome everyone back to open session at 8:24 p.m. And I'll ask the clerk to bring up the information. The first item is that confidential information dated September 23rd, 2025 respecting 7 and 11 River Street, Fire Station 3, be received and that staff proceed as directed into closed session. This is regarding item 1. I'd a mover and a seconder for that, please, councillors. I got Councillor Hanley and Councillor Longo. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Next one. That confidential information dated September 23rd, 2025 respecting Kiefer Mansion listing be received and that staff proceed as directed in closed session. Can I get a mover and a seconder for that? I got Councillor Hanley and Councillor DeRose. All those in favor? Opposed? That's carried. Now, the other item with the motion, Councillor Hanley's going to bring forward. We're going to bring it forward next council meeting because staff will be here and to answer any questions. Is everybody good with that? So we'll deal with the item.
Instead of dealing with 2 and 3 tonight, we're asking questions. There's no procurement policy agent here. He can't answer it. Jeff Holman isn't here. He can't answer it. So we defer items 2 and 3 till the next council meeting. Then Henry, all the questions you have can be answered at that time because all the questions you're answering today, Nicholas doesn't have the answers for them because he's not the procurement policy and he's not the guy to put it out there to be tendered.
Deal with that next council meeting. Wait, okay, go ahead, Councillor.
Through our procedural bylaws, should Councillor Hanley not bring a notice of motion tonight so that we can discuss it at the next council? Or are we just going to bring it up the next council and waive the notice at that point in time?
I like that idea. Councillor Hanley, you bring a notice of motion that...
Technically, don't have it on the agenda,
but notice of motion aren't on the agenda tonight.
We can staff report providing all the.
Yeah, so
How do you want to handle this?
So
Well,
Councillor Hanley, we can do a, give a staff direction, we will provide all the report and all the answers.
okay, so staff direction, and we're good, and we'll bring that next meeting, okay?
well, if we're bringing, again, the public is not aware of what's happening here, so that's why.
It'll be part of the agenda when it's published before the next council meeting.
Yes, which is October 7th?
That's correct.
Okay, so for 2 weeks from now, the public won't know anything that's going on. I can't give them any answers of what's happening. So that's why even a notice of motion here would be helpful, knowing that there's something that's coming forward at the next council meeting, so they just don't find it on the agenda on the Thursday. Again, this is about communicating with the public here and letting what's happening. We're trying to correct a wrong.
Well, we can do this simply. We'll put a motion to the floor to waive the procurement, to waive the policy. We need 2/3 vote, I believe, and then we can do that. And then we put a notice of motion on the floor tonight because it's not part of the agenda. And then I can put a notice of motion for it that'll be presented at the next council meeting,
Okay. And
which is October 7th.
Councilor Longo, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to put a motion on the floor to waive the procedural bylaw so that a councillor can bring a notice of motion tonight.
Can I get a seconder? Councillor Dange. We need 2/3. All those in favor? Unanimous. That's carried. Okay, and
then, Mr. Mayor,
go ahead. You'll deal with the clerk to.
That's right. Through you, Mr. Mayor, if I'd be able to put a notice of motion forward in regards to the disposition of 7 and 11 River Street, known as Station 3.
At the next council.
At the next council meeting.
Okay, everybody good with that? Yeah. Okay, so that will be coming. We don't have to vote on that because that's, you're working with him for the notice of motion. Okay, I think that's a good way and I like that. That's fine. Okay. Okay. What? Now
that we, okay.
Now we're gonna move into bylaws.
Well, here's the question though. Now that we've waived the policy in regards to notice of motion, Would any other councilors be able to bring a notice of motion here tonight?
Well, I think that was done because it was a timely matter that we wanted to get into the agenda, based on that issue. The rest of the notice of motion could come under the normal procedure at next council.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? Can I get a mover and a seconder for bills 85, 2025 through 87, 2025? That's bill 85, 86, and 87, 2025. Can I get a mover and a seconder? I got Councillor DeRose and Councillor Sentence. All those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. There being no further business, this meeting is hereby adjourned at 8:30 p.m. And I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and getting this business done so that the public meetings especially